All right, folks, joining us now on the Malzberg panel is Larry Elder, radio host of The Larry Elder Show, author of Dear Father, Dear Son, 2 Lives, 8 Hours, and David Goodfriend, Democratic strategist, former deputy staff secretary to President Clinton. And gentlemen, in the first 2 segments, we replayed much of the interview I did with Donald Trump on Friday, where he made news regarding Megyn Kelly and Fox, and said he could support Jeb Bush. He could see himself doing that down the road, etc. But he said a lot more things over the weekend, and let's focus on some of that. Larry, his plan addressing immigration calls for sending a lot of people back. Calls for tripling the ICE and the border security guards. Calls for ending, what I refer to as anchor babies. This is he's been more specific here now than he had been in the past. What do you think?
Well, that's right. People asked for specifics. He gave them. It sounds to me like the Duncan Hunter plan. Duncan Hunter was a congressman here in California, briefly ran for president, and he urged many of the same things, that people who are here illegally should go and should reapply for admission, and those who have clean records will be able to reapply. He also talked about the 14th Amendment has been badly misinterpreted by the Supreme Court. Yep. It was designed to allow newly freed slaves to be citizens, not to give citizenship to people who are here illegally. So I think everything that Donald Trump has suggested has been suggested by some people on the right. What it'll really do is cause the other Republican candidates now to have to respond to it.
Right, and of course I left out the wall. He wants that wall built, and he wants Mexico to pay for it. David, again, he's resonating, and he started on immigration, and that started his whole ascent up to the top of the polls, and now he's getting more specific as people have demanded.
Yes, and on the subject of immigration, I think especially, as Larry just said, in getting the other Republicans to respond and largely endorse what he's saying, what he's doing is he's continually shifting the entire party's position and image on this issue further to the right.
I don't know any candidate who's responded and endorsed it. As a matter of fact, Jeb Bush today has said that it's not the way to go. So I don't know which ones you're talking about.
Yes, I'm talking about Ted Cruz. I'm talking about Scott Walker. I'm talking about a lot of the people who've made comments in Iowa saying they agree. And here's the issue. I think it very well may resonate in the Republican Party, and it very well may translate into a policy platform for the Republican Party. And then when you look at the electoral map and you ask, how will that play in Nevada, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, and in fact Florida? These are all states that are critical to winning the necessary electoral votes. It's going to pose a problem in the general election to the Republicans. Now, this may come out in the wash. You may feel that it actually wins additional votes in other important swing states like Ohio, but I suspect that the net is going to be a negative for the Republican Party going into the general election.
Larry, that assumes that we don't even know who he's going to, if he wins the nomination, who he's going to be running against, because Hillary is in a heap of big trouble. The more and more people you listen to, even on the left, say that she broke the law, and say that she, could go to jail. At the very least, she could be charged with some kind of crime, even if she doesn't serve time like David Petraeus. But now we know it's more than 300 possible classified emails. She joked about it flippantly in Iowa the other day, which was disgusting. What's going to happen to Hillary Clinton?
But even if Hillary isn't the candidate, I still think that what Donald Trump is saying is resonating with a lot of Americans. If you look at the polls, a lot of Americans believe that illegal aliens ought not be here. Their concern is, well, they're here, so now what do we do about it? But they really believe they ought not be here.
I agree.
And if Donald Trump can convince people that maybe there's a plan so that the illegal aliens who ought not be here reapply on some sort of way, I think that'll get him a lot more votes than I think David thinks it'll attract.
All right, well, David, I agree with Larry on that, but what's your prediction with Hillary here?
Well, nobody likes to see the 3 letters F, B, and I associated with their candidate. When you hear people say, "Oh man, the FBI's got to look into that," that doesn't help. It's obviously not great. But I will say this: I have a lot of faith in the American people, who almost always get these things right when enough facts have come out. So give it time. There'll be plenty of time. There's the October testimony of Secretary Clinton herself.
Yeah, but that's got nothing
before
to do
Trey
with
Gowdy's.
Yeah. All right,
there's plenty of time to get facts out, and I think the American people will get it right. They'll look at the facts.
Did she do the same or worse or less than David Petraeus?
She did much, much worse than David Petraeus. David Petraeus had classified information in a desk drawer, the lowest level of classified information. We know that at least 2 of Hillary's emails were top secret, the highest level at all, and that's just looking at a handful. She's in serious trouble.
Yep. All right.
Serious
You
trouble.
Well, actually, can I answer that?
Yeah,
I mean,
you got 5 seconds. Go ahead.
It matters a lot whether it was classified as top secret before or after she turned it over.
All right. I don't believe that. Got to go. Thank you, guys. Up next, John Nolte of Breitbart will be here. But first, how about a Donald Trump cap? He's made that cap that he wears all over the place very popular, the Make America Great Again slogan. How about this? A $25 value for free. All you do is pay shipping and handling. Go to newsmax.com/TrumpCap or call 1-800-485-4350, newsmax.com/TrumpCap.